You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, guys. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I want to talk about the latest Days of Our Lives comings and goings news. Annalynne McCord has been cast on the NBC Peacock streaming soap opera, and her look and several things about the character description has me wondering if she could be Abigail Devereaux DiMera back from the dead. Let's talk about it. But first, if you haven't already, please reach down, click subscribe. So Abby Devereaux died a little over a year ago. She was murdered and died in June of 2022. Clyde Weston took her life, and he does not feel 1 ounce of guilt about it. Hopefully he'll be dead soon. If Stefan and EJ have anything to say about it. So Chad DiMera is still struggling with the loss and with the grief, and he's fresh off his breakup with Stephanie Johnson. And of course, the reason he didn't commit to Stephanie is because he's not nearly over Abigail's loss. I don't really think Chad should have been dating, much less moving in with somebody. And of course, now he's single as a Pringle. And perhaps this new girl who's coming is one that could be fun that he can mingle with. So Annalynne McCord is joining the cast of Days of Our Lives. She will appear at some point in 2024, says the press release. If she just started filming, it would be around June of 2024, and that timing is quite interesting. But first, let's talk about the description of the character. She's described as fascinating, complicated, and devastatingly beautiful. They describe her character as, quote, almost angelic in appearance. Angelic is an interesting word and is definitely a red flag that she might be playing Abby back from the dead, because you have to assume Abby went to heaven after she was murdered. So almost angelic, that just kind of evokes a lot of things in my head. She's further described as someone who's the desire of many. And I've seen some people commenting, oh, that couldn't be Abby. But let's be clear, in the past, she definitely had several men after her. Of course, most notably Chad and his brother Stefan, but also his other brother EJ. So yeah. And it could also refer to the nature of this new character who's not named Abby when she first shows up. So Annalynne McCord's character has been listed to be named Marin, but I think that's because Abby won't have her memories. You know, you'll probably remember all the people that have been resurrected in Salem. A lot of them don't know who they are when they first come back. Remember, Will Horton thought he was EJ for a while, and then it was just a mess, and then was clueless about who he was, and he wasn't the only one. And just because Days Press is releasing info that her name is Marin doesn't mean that's how it's going to wind up. They absolutely play tricks with viewers with heavily edited promos that have kisses and drama that are fantasies and dream sequences, and constant retcons that change history. So yeah, I think Days would totally fib about who she's playing. That's happened more than once, also the memory loss after a Rolf-induced resurrection. And while we didn't see a sign at the time that Dr. Rolf was going to resurrect her, it would be something he'd do because she was part of the DiMera family by marriage, and Rolf's all about serving the DiMeras. So I suspect they left Abby seeming to be truly dead until they were ready for a recast and found the right person. The last part of the supposedly new character's description says her heart belongs to only one man who continues to push her away for her own good. So I could definitely see that Chad still holds her heart, but maybe he thinks he's the worst thing for her. He might blame himself for her murder and wants to protect her better this time around, something like that. But another red flag that Annalynne McCord's character of Marin might really be not dead Abby DiMera is the timing. Supposing Annalynne McCord just started filming, she would show up in June. That would make it 2 years exactly from the date of Abby DiMera's death. Plus, they've gotten Chad clear of his relationship with Stephanie, which leaves him available. And it definitely seems like they could be clearing the slate for dear Abby's return after a resurrection, and for her to explore a new chance at life with Chad. So the new actress is on contract, and she signed a 1-year deal initially. Annalynne McCord's been on a number of shows. When you see the picture, you may recognize her. She was on 90210. She was on the reboot of Dallas several years back, and recently Legends of Tomorrow on the CW. So, of course, many fans were absolutely stunned and horrified when the soap abruptly killed off Abigail Devereaux DiMera. Do you remember why they killed Abby, though? So Marci Miller was basically wanted to do other things than just this soap. She said she wasn't ready to commit to playing Abby for another 20 years. But because she wanted to pursue other interests and other projects, Days just couldn't accommodate her. Marci Miller said that she had landed a couple of film roles that she then had to turn down because Days couldn't be flexible enough with her. She admitted the soap hadn't done anything wrong because she definitely did sign a contract with Days, but was hoping to have a little more flexibility. And then she even offered to go on recurring, but Days of Our Lives declined that offer. And basically, Marci Miller said in the end, they could not find common ground. But the Abby actress said she was completely stunned to find out they had decided to murder her character. She said, of course, she did not love the choice they made, and she fully expected them to recast her legacy character, not just abruptly kill her off. So that's another hint, really, that a recast seemed to be inevitable for Abby. I mean, really, why kill her off permanently when they can kill her off temporarily and then recast her with someone else? And as of now, Annalynne McCord's character name is Marin, but that doesn't mean she's not Abby. It doesn't even mean it a little. You got to take all this with a big grain of salt when it comes to Days and their known favoritism for the act of resurrection. They could introduce Marin as one of those post-resurrection amnesiacs. She might think her name is Marin, but only because she doesn't know she's Abigail Devereaux. I mean, they dug Susan Banks up afterwards. They just like digging people up. And of course, it's all going to be a matter of waiting until 2024 to find out the truth. But there are plenty of red flags waving that has me thinking this could indeed be Abby Devereaux DiMera, who is coming back. I mean, Annalynne McCord is a good physical recast in terms of her looks. She's the right age, 36 compared to Marci Miller's 34. She's a talented actress who would be a good addition to the cast of Days of Our Lives. So no matter who she's playing in the end, I am excited to see Miss McCord on the streaming soap. We will share more news about Marin / maybe Abby when we have it. But for now, please click subscribe and let me know if you're hoping this might indeed be Abby Devereaux DiMera back from the great beyond. Let me know what you guys think. Come back soon. This is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we're here talking Days of Our Lives 7 days a week, as always.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.